Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of Tales from the Fandom. It is the month of November, and I cannot believe that we are only 2 months away from 2022. How time works, I don't know, but I do know that I have a wonderful guest joining me today. I have Maria of Maria Song Cosplay, who I happened to stumble across on Instagram, and now they are joining me to talk about fandom and stuff that they love. How are you doing today, Maria?
Hi, I'm so excited to record this session and talk.
I'm excited to have you here. I know that it's definitely something where it's like, oh yeah, so excited and got that energy going on. So I had stumbled across your Instagram page. Somebody had shared your postings on one of their stories, and I had gone through your page, like your pictures. I was like, man, I really love a lot of the work that you do. And I said, you've got a number of different fandoms that you're into, that you represent with your cosplay. And I'm looking forward to getting to talk to you about some of them tonight.
Yeah, I'm into a lot of things. So I you know how people make fan art and cosplay is fan art. So I'm just like, this is how I show my love. I know it's a basic explanation of like why people cosplay, but yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, we're gonna dive in to one which is has been a running joke as of late, because I bought the game last year, and it is still, for those longtime listeners, it is still in the shrink wrap on my desk, untouched, not played, and that is Fire Emblem Three Houses. Maria, you are into Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
How did you first get into Three Houses? Like, are you a longtime Fire Emblem player, or is this your first one?
It's my first ever Fire Emblem game. It's my only one aside from the one I have on my phone. I've been using the Fire Emblem characters in Smash Brothers a lot lately,
Hmm.
and like as a child I would use them. So yeah, it's my first Fire Emblem game and I'm so in love with it. My friend was like telling me, "Hey Maria, you got to play this game. Everyone is so good looking and it's kind of like chess and there's a character that you would really fit." And the character her name was Annette, and she's like, my friend was like, "You should totally cosplay her because she's a singer. And you know who else is a singer in this game?" And then she showed me a picture of Dorothea
Hmm.
Arnold from, she's a character from like the Black Eagle house, because there are like three houses, right? Anyway, so I was like, "Who is that?" And they were like, "Oh, that's Dorothea Arnold. She's an opera singer and she's like anti-rich people and so many wonderful things about her." And I kind of like fell in love with the character. Um, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have to cosplay her, but I have to realize like I have to research what she's all about." So I bought the game. Oh yeah, and there's another character, Claude, but like I'm super in love with Dorothy and Claude, but like I can't cosplay Claude because I don't look like him. So anyway, so I bought the game. I bought the game secondhand. It did not have a plastic case. It was just the thing.
Okay.
And so I played it, and it took me so long to finish because I have like game anxiety where I can't play a new game like for longer than like a few minutes on the first week of buying it. It just gives me so much anxiety. I don't know why. Anyway, so I fell in love with all the characters. I use that phrase a lot. Fall in love, fell in love. I just, it's because they're all so good looking. They are. I have another friend who introduced me to the game also, and he called it horny chess.
And here I was thinking, The Bachelor Fire Emblem Edition.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh man, everyone's hot. Do I want to be them? Do I want to like I want to marry them, but I only play as the guy because I don't like the girl's design." Which is weird because I have the girl's costume.
Oh my goodness.
So
Now,
yeah, that's how I got into it.
I know that there's three. There's like the three houses because Fire Emblem three houses. They added a fourth in the DLC
Yeah.
that came out. Do you have a favorite house?
Yes, I do. The Blue Lions. Their house leader is Dimitri, Prince Dimitri Alexander Blaifid, who is like the most perfect. I call him his emo hotness because that's what he is. He's emo and he's hot and he's perfect. No, people call him a war criminal though, so you either love him or hate him, and I'm on the love him side. I love them all though. And their house, the members are like, I'm gonna list them down. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's your podcast.
Yay! So there's the Dew, who is like the second Dimitri's like right hand man, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he doesn't have much of a personality at like in the beginning of the game, but I'm not gonna spoil it for people who have not played this 2-year-old game. Like you.
Yep.
And
like
so,
me. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's so super devoted to Dimitri. And then there's what do we have next? Sylvain, who is a hoe. He's a skirt chaser, and his biggest personality trait is that he likes to date women all the time. He's like, oh, this girl here or that girl there, and I'm like, oh, I don't like you very much because you don't have much of a. I mean, he does. He's actually like deep down depressed, but yeah, it's part of the game, so I don't want to spoil it. This is like through my very biased eyes. I don't like Sylvain. And then there's you have Felix. He's like the Sasuke of the game. If you know Naruto. Oh, you know Naruto.
Yep. I know Naruto.
I remember you saying you know Naruto, and he's Sasuke in appearance, in personality. So that's it. Ingrid, who is like she's a girl knight. Like she wants to be a knight and she's a girl, so she's a girl knight.
Okay.
Annette, who is like the Princess Anna of it all because she's like ginger and she likes to sing and she's clumsy. She looks like she watches Sophia the First. And then there's Mercedes, who is actually like she's from another country, sort of in that continent. She's from the Empire, but she lives in the Kingdom, and she is the sweetest marshmallow in the world. She's a healer, and she sounds like a marshmallow. She's like, "Oh, Dimitri, I don't know how you broke a pair of scissors." She's like, that's what she sounds like. She's so cute. I love her so much. And then you have Ash. Ash is my sweet angel baby. It's my sweet, perfect angel baby boy. Because he has no flaws. He was like, he's like, if you know Oliver, like Oliver Twist, of course.
Yeah.
Like that, they have a similar story, I would say. Like a similar vibe about them. You could hear him, you could like practically hear him sing, "Where is love?" I mean, not really, but like, I love that child so much. I'm gonna cry. Just thinking about them makes me kilig. Kilig is a Filipino word for like, oh gosh, there is no English translation. So, yeah. It's like when you're so happy and giddy, but that's like it's kind of far from it. There's no English translation for the Filipino kilig. Yeah. That's my favorite house, but my favorite characters are actually not from that house. I just like it's funny, right? Like I love them all and they're my favorite house because of like their teamwork and their scenes together are just so wholesome and pure and sweet. Like they are one. I wouldn't say happy, but they are one big family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, who is your favorite character if it's not from the Blue Lions?
His name is Ferdinand von Ayer. And oh gosh, he has like he's known for saying that all the time. I am Ferdinand von Ayer. Like, you know how like characters have an opening line in the
Hmm.
game? Like when they fight, his line is, I am Ferdinand von Ayer. he's so he's I actually find his design like really plain and boring to look at. But when you listen to him, he kind of reminds me of I forgot the name. There's a Simpsons character who's like, I'm in danger, and I can't.
Oh,
Like,
Ralph Wiggum.
yeah, like he's like Ralph, but and Prince Hans at the same time. If you can imagine a combination of of those two characters, like, okay, he's like Prince Hans in appearance because like princely and ginger,
Hmm.
but also like a meme. He's so memey and but he's such a good boy. So like he's a comfort character because I'm like, man, this sucks. What would Ferdinand von Ayer do? Also, he's one of my dream cosplays. The academy version with the school uniform and the short hair. Like, oh, what a beautiful but plain boy. Like, I just, like, I aspire to be as clean looking as that.
Oh my goodness. Have you beat the game? Have you gone through like all of the houses, or have you just done like one playthrough or two playthroughs of it?
I've gone through all the houses except the DLC, and I'm still playing the fourth. Well, because the Black Eagle house where Ferdinand von Ayer is from,
Hmm.
it has two routes.
Right,
So I
right. That's
picked
right.
the first one, and now I'm playing the other one. And I just it's can I like say like what happens sort of?
Yeah, yeah. It's fine.
I mean, I'm not gonna like super spoil the game, but like the first route I played was I chose the church side, and I want to pick the Empire side and fight the church this time. So that yeah, because like how do I say it? Like the house leader kind of hates the church,
Okay.
and I find that really interesting. So yeah, oh my god, how do I gush about Fire Emblem Three Houses without spoiling Fire Emblem Three Houses? Ah, it's hard.
Now, are you a fan of like the Fire Emblem style of game? Like, have you played games similar to it before, or is this just somebody said, it's got a bunch of pretty characters and you need to play it, and this is like first experience overall with like a role playing game?
This is my first. I'm actually not well versed in like video game types, but
Okay.
this is my first ever turn-based game. Yeah, it is. It is. So at first I was confused as to why I couldn't like repeatedly attack the enemy,
Mm-hmm.
and because I'm used to playing games like Zelda, where you just like keep pressing A and hitting them with a sword, stuff like that. And so like I'm not used I'm not used to like playing a game where I have to wait for my opponent to make a move and then be like, oh, it's super effective. Oh, sometimes I call my students in the game Pokemon, so
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
Yep.
oh, I was able to recruit this Pokemon into my house, yay! Because you can like you play as the teacher Byleth, and you're like you can ask students if they want to like be like if they want to like transfer to your class. So
Mhm.
I love doing that because I hate to see them get separated from me and their classmates. Yeah.
And it opens up like relationships and everything, right?
Yes, it does. Like wherever I play, I cannot separate Ferdinand von Ayer from Dorothea. So I have to say the whole name. I can't just say Ferdinand. It has to be Ferdinand von Ayer.
That is something right there. That's like a mouthful.
It is. It is. And I kind of like, it's funny because I dislike the name Ferdinand, so it makes it even better to say the whole name for me. No offense to anyone named Ferdinand except for like Ferdinand Marcos. May he burn in hell. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I do I want to ask with your playthroughs of Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say in the future another Fire Emblem game comes out. Are you now like so into it that you would pick it up, or would you like maybe wait and see if it was something for you?
I'm a wait and see type of person. Mostly because like I want to say I'm a cheapskate, so I buy the physical copy of the game at a slightly lower price when people are done playing. They're like usually games in the Philippines are like 3,000 pesos. That's like $60, I think.
Okay.
Or like 2,500 pesos, stuff like that. So some people are like, I'm selling this game for 2,000 pesos. And I'm like, that's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna get it. So that's when I buy games, when it's a few months old already, and I can see the reviews and I can see the trailers and like decide for myself if I wanna get it. And because you know it's cheaper that way.
Yeah, there's only one game that I buy outright every time it comes out, and other than that, it's like, yeah, I'll wait until it's used or on sale or something, and then I'll pick up all the other games. But I typically don't pick up like brand new games when they come out.
What is that game?
I am a sucker. Well, not sucker. I am in love with Animal Crossing. And I will die on that hill. I've been playing it since it came out on the GameCube, and it's like that is the one game on release day I will have and be playing.
That was my first Switch game ever. Like when the pandemic hit.
Yep.
Like around March, like worldwide everyone was like going on lockdown, right?
Yep.
And I was thinking of buying the Animal Crossing Switch version, like you know, the blue and the green. And I had just received my last talent fee from a thing I did from a commercial. And it was like, oh gosh, I have enough money to buy the Switch now. But I was advised to wait for it. Like just, you know, wait and just see if the prices go down or up, and the prices were like doubled in around May, which is when I bought my Switch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't take it anymore. I see my friends having Switch parties and Animal Crossing parties, and I'm not included.
Yep.
And it hurt my feelings so much. It did. Like, I can laugh now about it, but like I was crying and sending like and taking selfies of myself crying and sending them to like my friends who wouldn't judge me.
That was something where, you know, just like a couple weeks before, they're advertising like the Switch Lite and get your Switch and plenty of Switches. And then by April, May, it was like, yeah, if you want to Switch, you're paying double to triple the price on, you know, a website or eBay or trying to find one. And oh gosh, is just wild to see how like all the video game stuff dried up. And like on like the podcasting side, I had a whole bunch of stuff on my Amazon wish list, and like microphones all disappeared, and streaming equipment for like Twitch video games all disappeared. It was just everything was gone.
I know, right? Like I started streaming also on this app, and it like the prices for microphones were so expensive. It hurt. But I mean, I earned it back, but it still hurt.
Exactly. Ugh. Now, when we were talking Fire Emblem, you mentioned another franchise video game, you know, focusing on like hitting the A button to swing swords and everything, and that's the Legend of Zelda franchise, and that's been around as I'm older than the franchise. I will say that because I'm old. Um, I want to. I'm curious, like which Zelda game did you first start, or like where did you first start playing Zelda?
Hmm. I want to say, well, my introduction to Zelda was actually Super Smash Brothers,
Okay,
but my first Zelda game was Ocarina of Time on the GameCube,
okay,
and or it was either that or Twilight Princess on the
okay,
Wii.
yeah, okay,
Because the one I remember playing that like gave me, well, okay, Ocarina of Time music, I would play that and I would like weep in my room because of how like it's just so it's such a rich vibe. Like the music just it gives me the feels. But I do remember more the story of Twilight Princess and the elements of that story more.
okay.
Yeah.
What drew you to the Zelda games? Because I know for like a number of people, it's either the story or the music or the gameplay, and I'm always curious to know like what is the hook for you for the Zelda games?
Mm. Oh, that's I don't remember my life without Zelda. So I'm not sure. I want to say the music. The music. Because even if I don't feel like playing the game, even if I'm not like in my Zelda phase right now,
Mm-hmm.
the music is still something so beautiful to listen to. It's gonna like be played hundreds of years from now if the world still exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's that
Yep.
it is like it's that music.
I totally understand, and it's something where like I am not like I'm not a Zelda player. Like I just for some reason it's just not the game where I can like get into it. I have Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on the Switch, and I die very often. I'm not good at it, but watching people play it or listening to the music, it is like that is where I get my enjoyment from it, is getting to see people play through and then listen to the music and watch the story unfold.
Yeah. I, I know how you feel. Like I'm like that with other games, and I'm quite monkey brained, so I have to watch people play Zelda just to get through the game. And like I don't watch the whole video. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, okay, I think I know where he's going, so I can like mess around and find out. But like oftentimes I just fall off a cliff, run out of hearts, stuff like that. It's hard. Zelda, I think, is a difficult game. But then, I don't know, maybe pro gamers will be like, haha, she sucks, or they suck. I don't know.
Nah, no one better say that. Because listen, my fingers don't work sometimes beyond like pressing an A button and a B button, and there's too many buttons now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot, like, changing the weapons button, stuff like that. It's, huh? Huh? Even with games like Genshin, which is like I call it bootleg of the wild, even though it's fun to play. I'm like, how do I switch characters while the enemy is approaching? I don't understand.
Now, do you still play like do you play Breath of the Wild now, or is it more that you just you just watch people play, or because I know that you cosplay from
Mm-hmm.
Zelda.
Yeah. I I've been wanting to play Breath of the Wild again. And I recently bought Skyward Sword and I'm waiting for it to arrive. But I'm very monkey brained. So I'm like, do I want to put myself through these shrines again? Do I want to find the memories all over the world again? No, I don't. So I downloaded Genshin Impact instead, and I'm like, the gameplay is similar.
Yeah.
So, like, Bootleg of the Wild is quite fun, apparently. I have to call it that. It's just everyone I know is like, it's like it's just like Breath of the Wild in terms of gameplay. So, yeah.
And
Sorry.
it's a beautiful game with beautiful characters and beautiful outfits and
Yeah.
scenery, and it's just like I've been able to watch people play that on Twitch, and it's like, okay, I totally understand the appeal of this game.
I play it on my phone because I can only play like a few minutes at a time, and well, I don't have like a PlayStation or a PC,
Hmm.
so like yeah, I wanted it to be like ported. Is that the term for the Switch? But then Breath of the Wild exists, so that's not gonna happen.
Well, I think it's on the Switch. Am I wrong? I thought it was available on the. Yes, it is coming to the Switch. It is
And
not available on the Switch yet, though.
I think the glaziers will melt before it becomes available.
Boy, I hope not, because I live in Florida and I don't want to swim anywhere. I like land.
I'm from the Philippines. It's flooded all the time.
All right, Maria. So we talked about some video game franchises that you play and love and are into. And now we're going to talk about one of my favorite things in the entire universe of the world of shows, and that is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes, everybody, we're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't care if I talk about it every time that somebody comes on this podcast. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the best TV shows of all time.
It is though. Like it's number one.
Absolutely. See, I have Maria. Maria's backing me up on this. So if you're listening, we outnumber you 2-1. Maria, how did you get into Avatar? Was that something that was on when you were growing up, or did you catch it later in life? Like how did you first discover Avatar: The Last Airbender?
It was. I remember like it was being promoted a lot on Nickelodeon, right? Back when I watched TV, and I remember like watching. I think the first episode I watched was when Katara was like, "That was my last chance to learn waterbending and become a waterbender." And I was like, "What? What's happening?" I was so intrigued, and also I found Katara like really pretty, and my best friend at the time looked just like Katara. So I was hooked. I was hooked from there. Just because Katara looked like my best friend at the time.
Hey, you know
I'm
what?
a very visual person.
There you go. Yeah, because Fire Emblem, the characters sucked you in, and now Avatar, the characters are sucking you again and again.
Yeah.
Whenever I talk Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's always the question. I always have to ask it. It's a requirement in the podcast now. Is if you were a bender, what bender would you be?
That's hard. Oh my gosh. I think I would be an airbender. But I do have a story for this. Can I tell my story for this?
Again, this is your podcast. You can tell anything you want us to talk about.
Okay. So like I would exist in Korra's time, I think. And I would like to think that harmonic convergence affected not just the people of the Earth Kingdom, but also like Fire Nation and Water Tribe. So I think I would be like a Fire Nation person who was like a non-bender,
Mm-hmm.
who was affected by harmonic convergence and became an airbender, who probably had airbender roots. Like, that fan theory that Ty Lee was like part air nomad.
Yeah.
Like that, something like that. So, like I'm like 1/64th air nomad. Something like that. and then they would be like all of a sudden like poofing up the flame that their brother or whatever family member was bending, and like, oh, that's how I became another airbender. I see. Oh, I have another story about like Korra's time, because
Okay.
I feel like there's more freedom in Korra's world. Anyway, so it's like it was like based on Carrie. So like an equalist mother was telling like preventing her daughter from bending, and thought that the newfound air bending was like, oh no, this is a curse, you have to be cleansed. Yeah, I clearly love this universe.
It is a wonderful universe to get to experience and to be in. So excited that they're going to be doing not only like Netflix is doing like the live action series, but that the creators set up like Avatar Studios to
Yeah.
do even more like
Mhm.
animated works. I am so looking forward to that.
It should be like a whole thing. Like I read the comics. I I have seen all episodes of both Aang and Korra, and like how many times. I'm part of the Order of the White Lotus on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, I love this community. And I love the admin because, they're very careful people.
Hmm. With Avatar and with Korra, because we can lump them all in together. Number of wonderful characters across both shows. Do you have a favorite?
Yes, I do. I like Ty Lee and Sokka and Bolin
Okay.
in that order. Well, no, Sokka and Bolin can be tied, but like Ty Lee, oh my gosh, I love her so much. I guess it's a little narcissistic in a way because like, well, I do find her really interesting, but I was also very pleased when there was this thing going around on Facebook last year, like which Avatar character vibe do I give off? And I had like 30 comments only and one answer only, and everyone was like, you are Ty Lee. And I was like, yes, yes, my aura has never been pinker.
Now, what is it about Ty Lee that attracts you to her?
She's so, well, aside from like she's cute, she's also so positive, like she embraces, it's not just being happy, but it's also embracing when you're sad.
Mm-hmm.
And she faces her demons in the comics, like, she didn't want to be part of a matched set, right? And she was like, who will love me as I am? And stuff like that. And she's like, and I like her story arc because she's like, yeah, I'm unique, but I also belong to a group, and I love that about her. She's the best girl. I mean, they're all best girls, but like she is my best girl.
Yeah, she is such a wonderful character because you had like out of the three, the three Fire Nation trio of girls, it's like you have Azula and Mai, and it's like, and then here's Ty Lee. Like, what? How does that even work?
Like, how does she fit in with them?
Right? It's mind boggling, but at the same time, it just makes things so much fun.
It does. It's funny. The MBTI, like the Myers-Briggs thing.
Yeah.
What is yours?
Oh gosh. Ooh, I don't ever remember. Let me see if I can think about it real quick. I think it's like an INFP, but I might be wrong. I'm always mistaking what my Myers Briggs is.
I mean, INFP is like
INTJ?
it's a good guess because a lot of people are INFP.
I'm
But
not sure.
because I took this test and I'm an ENTJ. And you know who is an ENTJ?
I bet Ty Lee's an ENTJ.
Nope, it's Azula.
Oh, snap.
Azula and Sokka are ENTJs, and I'm like, what? I guess I'm like them too. I don't know.
Now,
like finding out. Sorry.
oh, it's okay. Go ahead.
Finding out like what your MBTI is, and then matching them to what fictional characters you know. It's kind of funny. Cause when I did that, I got mostly villains.
Okay.
Like Azula, right? I got Palpatine. I got Light Yagami from Death Note. I got Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I'm like, what? I don't see any good guys here on the list, you know? Like I felt sad. And then I saw Hilda from Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I saw Ferdinand von Aegir from Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm like, okay, I'm happy. I'm not that sad anymore.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
Just wanted to put it out there.
I'm just gonna say right now, Ferdinand von Aegir is definitely gonna stick with me in my brain for at least like 3 days. I'm just gonna be like, Ferdinand von Aegir wouldn't do this.
Ferdinand von Aegir is a good boy.
You don't even know what Ferdinand von Aegir would do. I would just insert that name everywhere. Next 3 days, I guarantee it.
That's so funny.
Now, what is it about Bolin? Because Bolin, I know for people that watch Legend of Korra, Bolin wasn't really like, but between Mako and Bolin, like a lot of people didn't like them as characters.
Yeah, they thought they were like a lot of people at first when they expected Korra to be, just like Last Airbender.
Right.
They were like, no, they're just a knockoff version of Zuko and Sokka.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't think so. I mean, they're both like goofy people, but like Bolin has his own charms. Bolin is a mover star. They're like, I mean, they have similarities to both goofballs. He and Sokka are goofballs, right? But and they both like lost their parents. But oh my gosh, I'm starting to like not realize what the differences are aside from appearance. Oh gosh, this is hard. But I still love Bolin and Sokka, and they're still tied.
That's cool. No. I can dig that. Did you have like, because I know and I brought it up to somebody recently, because one of my friends that I've recorded with, they always talk about like the relationships, especially in Avatar. Like, were you somebody that was like Aang and Katara, or were you like Katara and Zuko, or did you not care?
I was Katara and Zuko. Very much. They were so good together. They made the more interesting couple. Mm-hmm. I mean, it didn't affect me that much when it was Aang and Katara.
Yeah.
But of course, like, if we're going for like the more interesting pair, it's Aang and Zuko. It's Katara and Zuko. I guess it's the opposites attract sort of thing, or the like opposite elements.
But yeah. Now, I have one last question for about Avatar, or about the Avatar world. If they said, Maria, we are making a new show, but we need your help, and we want you to like figure out what the show is going to be about, what would you love to see? What type of Avatar set world or set series would you love to see?
I'm not ready to see like a modern world where they bend elements. Mm-hmm. That would be interesting though, but I want to see like an anthology, I guess, of like the past Avatars. I want to see it animated. There was an Avatar like statue, kind of looked like Gimli. I'm assuming he was an earthbender. So I want to see that. There was one that looked armless, so I want to see that one. Oh, I know. I want to see a non-binary avatar.
Okay.
And it could be in any in any time, in any era.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd like to think that the avatar is either LGBTQ or an ally. And if nobody likes that, they gotta deal with it.
Because they're the avatar. Deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, as as a genderqueer person, I'm like, oh, that would be interesting, I guess, to see more genderqueer characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's either boy or girl.
Right.
Like the binary is so strong.
Yep. That is definitely something that I like. I know that in certain books and maybe shows or movies that it's something that is very slowly happening, but mainstream stuff, like I know that Nickelodeon took Korra off the air and didn't even show like the last couple episodes, except on you'd have to go onto the Nickelodeon website to watch it, and it's like, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. I have to say though, Korra saw me walked so that other LGBTQ couples in cartoons and children's shows could run.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because there's a number of like, especially on Netflix, a lot of their animated series have really started incorporating couples where it's like, oh, that's like having even like just being like, oh yeah, I'm gay or I'm lesbian, and it's just like having that and just being so just it is what it is and
Yeah, it's
move
normal.
on. It's normal. Yeah, normal. And it's like I love to see it. I love to see it, and it made me so happy on a number of different series where it's like, oh, I like this. I love that character. I don't care. Like it's the world that we live in.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I will definitely, if they reach out to me, I'll be like, you need to talk to Maria. Maria has some great ideas.
Yay.
Get on it.
I'd love for that to happen. Manifest.
That's right. Putting it out there in the universe.
Mm-hmm. That works for me though. I mean, I'm not sure about this one, but like, if I say something I want and then type the word cutie after it, it just kind of happens. So, yeah, it's magic. Cutie is a magical word for me.
Got some magical powers.
Yeah.
Now, Maria, when we kick things off at the beginning, I said I'd stumble across you on Instagram, and here we are. And on Instagram, when I started the podcast, I was like, oh, who would love to talk about fandoms more than people who cosplay and blood, sweat, tears, and money into making costumes of the characters. And you're into cosplay.
Yes.
How did that happen? How did you get your start cosplaying?
I want to say it's because I did theater, and I was a performer, but I found joy, like I was truly happy working in costumes. Making the costumes, sourcing them, whatever about them, dressing people, that was like my happiness in theater. And so I did theater in college, and I mean like throughout my life, but like more so in college. And being like the technical director for shows, it was more like, how do we bring this character to life? How can I make these designs from the designer, which were awesome? How do I construct them? And there was the challenge. And being able to translate that into a show, because I was, I'm a theater nerd, I would say. So musicals are also my fandoms, and translating that into cosplay just was seamless. I would even,
Seamless.
yeah, I would even like include my other fandoms into some of the ensemble characters.
Okay.
Like for example, in Spamalot, there is a character called Sir not appearing in this show, and he was supposed to be Don Quixote from The Man of La Mancha, but I wasn't sure if that would fit the aesthetic of the playground type set we had and the other costumes. So I asked the director, I was like, can we make it Link? Can I make a Link costume? And that was the first ever Link or Zelda costume or whatever, Legend of Zelda costume that I made was Link for Spamalot.
That's awesome. And then you just became so from there. You're like, you know what? I'm going to dress up in costumes. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it was like that. My I think my first ever cosplay. Yeah, my first ever cosplay was Jinora. And it was like right after college. I started cosplaying pretty late, like after college, like in my
mhm.
20s. And, most people start in their teens, but whatever. Anyway, so like, yeah, I was like, oh, I had a tailor make my costume, and everyone thought I was a child, which was funny because I have a baby face.
Oh my goodness. You have a number, and let me just mention this to people that are listening. I'm going to have the link to Maria's account, and I need you to click on it and check out their Instagram page because you have a number of characters that you do. I'm talking like dozens upon dozens of characters that you do, and I love them. Like, I love the characters that you have chosen to cosplay.
Thank
Um,
you.
do you have any favorites of what you've done?
Gosh, they're all my favorites.
They're all your babies.
They're all my children. I guess my current favorite would be Hilda from Fire Emblem Three Houses, and because I made like most of it. Like the only thing I did do were like the wig, which I ordered from a website, and the 3D printed parts, which I had a friend do because they had a printer. But someone Indigo Jinjo was like selling like pattern files for the dress, and I was like, okay, this will be much cheaper than buying the costume. It'll be cheaper by like a lot. And I didn't like what the store-bought costume looked like at all. I'm fine if people buy store-bought, but I just like that might not look good on me, and I have a lot of free time, so I was like, I'm gonna sew this. It's gonna take me like 2 months. I did it in a month.
That's really great though that you did it yourself, and you got to be that character.
Yeah, and save money while cosplaying that character. Like, yeah, I'm such a cheapskate. So if I find the cheaper way, as long as it's not like the crappier way, if there's a more affordable way, I will do it.
That's right. And I've talked with a number of cosplayers where it's like, yeah, they find things that they have, or they thrift it and they make it work, and it becomes like their unique cosplay of that character. It's their take on the character, and it still looks equal to or better than other cosplays of it, where it's like, you know what, I'll take the one with personality over the standard one that I see over and over again.
Yeah, and thrifting for a costume is just so clever because you don't see they're able to see like the whole thing in just a part. And I'm rarely able to do that, but I try my best. I like thrifting for costumes. Like if it's a whole set that's secondhand and that's my size, I will get it. And then if I can't get that, I will like look for the parts like on Instagram, like on shops and whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the harder part. I guess that's the hardest to do. And if not, I'll make it myself. Like the last resort is buying it brand new.
Yeah, exactly.
I will, however, I like if it's a dream costume, I will like commission a tailor or seamstress for it. Like Dorothea was a dream cosplay, so yeah, I commissioned someone because I was like, I don't trust myself. I don't like the websites. I found one of the seamstresses who made my friend's Genshin Impact stuff. I asked her. I was like, can you make this for me? And she was like, yeah, sure. And you know, it supports them too.
Exactly.
But yeah, thrifting is like I think still the best option because you know like circular. It's circular that way.
Now, I want to mention just for people that are listening, if they haven't gone to your Instagram yet, characters that you can expect to see: wonderful Asuka from Neon Genesis, Sabrina, Teenage Witch, Hyuga Hinata from Naruto.
Oh my gosh.
Um, they're wonderful characters, and I do want to just point out, you did a hair and makeup look of Julian from Animal Crossing, and I scrolled by that and I was like, wait a minute, like that is so cool.
Yeah, thanks. I think that was for my birthday last year.
Yes, that's what it says. Yeah.
Cause I did a birthday stream of that look. And I want to say the wig I already had. The dress, however, I won from a group called Buy Nothing. And what we do there is we just the things we don't need anymore, we take a picture, we post it, and we're like, does anybody need this before I sell it or I toss it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And someone lines up. So someone was like, I'm giving away this dress. Does anyone want it? It's like teen sized. And I was like, I'm small. I'll line up, please. And it was perfect for Julian's jacket. Like the galaxy print was just it was just so what's the word? Serendipitous?
Yeah, like serendipity or kismet.
Yeah. Define that. But I'm giving the dress away because like I'm happy to say I gained weight because I was not a healthy weight last year, so I'm happy to say I gained weight. I'm at a healthier size now for my height and age and whatever, so I'm giving that to someone who needs it more.
Well, that's always a good thing. Now, not only do you cosplay, but you told me you do princess parties.
I do, yes.
How did you get into doing princess parties?
There's this children's party company back in Manila called Clowning Around, and they did my birthday parties when I was little. And my mom and her friends were actually the first owners of it, but they no longer own it, right? So
okay.
I met the new owner's sister while I was in theater production, and I just straight up said, "Hey, I wanna," like after we talked, I'm like, "Hey, I wanna work as a princess." So she was like, "Okay." That's it. Like, so she recommended me to her sister, and I have been like, I started out as an assistant so I could observe the parties and help them dress up and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I became a princess myself because I knew how it worked already. So yeah, that's how I got into the whole princess party thing. And now we moved to online.
Do you have specific princesses that you do?
Yes, I'm Jasmine a lot of the time. And because I had this like Oh gosh, I people know me in the company as like the person who is obsessed with Aladdin and Jasmine. And I was for a while, like up until like I would say the live action movie. I was
Okay.
obsessed with the costumes, the character design. I had a crush on Aladdin when I was little. And seeing like the live action, I had a crush on Aladdin again. So naturally, I wanted to be Princess Jasmine.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I'm other princesses as well. Like I'm Ariel a lot also, and Cinderella. The thing is, in the Philippines, because there are not a lot of white people to play white princesses,
Hmm.
the like it just depends on your vibe, your
Right.
princess vibe. And so I don't have a Moana vibe, unfortunately. So even though she's the closest thing to a Filipino, aside from Raya, who I didn't like the movie, sorry. aside from Raya and the Last Dragon, Moana is also quite close. But I mean, like, we're not the same race, but same color, hair
Hmm.
texture. When I saw the scene where they were voyagers, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a balangay. That's Filipino for like boat. Not well, Filipino for both is bangka, but like balangay is similar. Filipinos, please don't go after me when you hear this.
That's so you have a number of characters that you do just because that's how you have to do it.
Yeah, I'm also Tinkerbell because I'm short.
Oh my goodness. That is something. I don't know. I mean I guess there could be tall fairies, maybe.
Yeah, I
But
guess, but the costume was made for a small person.
yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
and we normally have to cover up, so they're like, "Oh no, we don't want a scandalous Tinkerbell." And I'm not into thinking, "Oh, the less clothes, the more scandalous." I'm not into that, but like we don't want to upset the parents who are more
Right.
conservative. I don't think the
Yes.
kids could I don't think the children care. It's really the parents who are paying for the party and who call the shots. So we're like, okay, yeah. Yeah. And
Gotcha.
it's also for the protection of the talents as well, cuz
Mhm.
unfortunately there are sleazy people in princess parties.
Mhm.
Especially like not especially, but like sometimes they're drunk and that makes it really gross too because they smell bad. If there's alcohol at a kiddie party, which if it's a big huge party with all the titos and titas and ninongs and ninangs and lolos and lolas and everybody involved, like, oh my gosh. But overall, it's a good experience because that does not happen often. I just want to say, I just want to put it out there for those who are curious about children's parties. That does not happen often.
Well, that is definitely something that's good to hear. At least from where the parties that you do, because I know it can vary just depending on like location, everything. Um, Now you had mentioned before we got started that there's a topic that you want to talk about, and I figure this might be a good time to talk about it, and that is fast fashion.
Yes.
Now, for people that don't know, because I didn't know until probably last year what fast fashion is. What is fast fashion?
It's like when you throw away your clothes after a week. I'm not good with words, but that's like that's it. When you throw, it's a throwaway culture of like of producing and consuming designs so quickly. I'm sure
Hmm.
there's a better explanation of what it is, but that's like the first sentence that popped into my head. I'm scared that it might be happening to cosplay. What with all the because there's so much media for us to consume, right? And naturally, cosplayers will want to cosplay their favorite characters. But what happens when they're done with the costume? I mean, I want to know, like, do they throw it away? Do they sell it? Do they give it away? Do they burn it? Even. And then, you know how how quickly some companies produce costumes, and sometimes the quality is great and it will last forever. But oftentimes the quality is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily I have not purchased a questionable quality costume. But I've seen reviews on YouTube, like, and they're like, oh, I got it from X website, from Y website, and it was
Yep.
not good. And I'm like, okay, noted. I will not buy that product from there. I'm just gonna make it myself or something, or thrift it, or like look for a secondhand version on Facebook Marketplace or wherever they sell stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Yeah, I know that you had when you had brought it up, you had said that like especially like unfair wages, lack of safety measures, and it's like a big polluter of the planet, which I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. I think it's the second, like it's second only to I think, was it agriculture or plastic waste or the fossil fuel industry? One of those. But like it is out there, and it is scary how much waste and pollution fashion can produce.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like it's gonna be there forever because most of our clothes now are made of plastic, right?
Yeah, definitely something like some variation of like a blended something or other with fabric.
Exactly. And then you have not just, the environmental issue, but the ethical issue. Like, are these people who make costumes or other clothes in general, are they paid a fair wage? And, are the owners or the manufacturers or whoever, are they stealing the designs of smaller artists? Like people like Shane and Forever 21 are notorious for producing so quality clothes with a ton of stolen art. That said, I'm kind of on the fence about like purchasing cosplays from websites, because I'm like, does this count as art theft? I'm not sure anymore.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I know cosplayers have had their images taken on stuff that they've created and are used on some of those websites to be like, here's the representation of the costume you think you're getting, but it's not really anywhere close to it.
Yeah, like that. Like that. Or like, hey, I designed this costume, say, what if someone like, I think, Hannah Alexander, who produces like these beautiful artworks and fan art of characters, what if like a shop decides, hey, we're gonna produce that without telling her, and so she doesn't get anything from it, but like her fans who might not know any better, what if they buy the stolen art?
Yep.
It's very possible. And of course there is like the safety of it all. Like, have you heard of the Rana Plaza incident?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
It's oh gosh, it's a really awful thing. Like, the building collapsed, and they were given the people like on the floors, like aside from the top floor, the people below the top floor, like office workers and whatnot, I think they were given time to evacuate the building, as it was like, it was given like a warning and whatever for, and they were like, this building is unsafe already, but the garment workers were like told to stay in the building or lose their wages, I think.
Right. Yeah, I'm reading about it now.
Thousands
Yeah.
died. I have to reread it because I have to remind myself.
About 1,100 people died, and even more lost limbs. Like that survived because the owner said, "Oh, it's safe to return," and they said that they're going to withhold pay for anyone that didn't go back to work, which is, I just my mind is blown.
It's really awful, and these people are forced to work for wages that can't even support their day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
So, the question is like, do we stop buying from these brands? But like I can't afford things more pricey than Forever 21, and what do I do, right?
Right.
So, that's why I thrift. That's why I buy
Yeah.
secondhand things only. Except for like underwear, because that's gross if you buy secondhand underwear. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You can throw the underwear out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it
Yeah.
out. Burn it.
Yeah.
No, don't
And
burn it.
and I will say socks. Like that.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Socks. Once you get some holes in them, like my wife, she's like, yeah, you have enough holes in your socks. You can go ahead and get rid of them now.
Yeah.
Well, I do have one final question for you, Maria, and
Yes.
it's circling back to cosplay, and it's the standard cosplayer question I ask every cosplayer, and that is, you've got a list. I know everyone's got a list of the characters that you want to do in the future, and I'm just curious, who is on your list? Who would you love to cosplay in the future?
I would say I have a list, and I was about to like take it like physically because it's in my notebook somewhere, but I can't find my notebook anyway. So the cast of Fire Emblem Three Houses, of course, especially Ferdinand von Ayer. And then there's Jolene. No, not Jolene. Foo Fighters from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And then there is Ganyu from, oh gosh, did I say her name right? I hope I did. From Genshin Impact. So that bunch, it's a lot already because like, I just, for a time, I wanted to cosplay nobody but, like the only people I wanted to cosplay were like Fire Emblem characters. Like from Three Houses, and like that takes up like I would say a fourth of my notebook.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna redo my Katara because the fabric is so faded. The dye kind of washed away.
I like your Katara.
Thank you.
I like I think there's like a first picture where you have like your hand posed a little bit, and like the way that the picture is taken is just really, it's such a really good picture.
Thanks. I think that was a selfie. I'm not sure.
Let's see here. I pulled it up. I can't tell. Maybe it's a selfie. I don't know. I'm not good with knowing things, because at this point, like, people take photos as like self timers and like getting the little Bluetooth clickers, and it's like, oh my gosh, like the things that people do nowadays with camera, like self shooting, is just astounding.
Yeah, we gotta make do if we can't meet up with our photographers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's better to be safe than pretty.
Absolutely. Now, Maria, for those people that have listened and they say, dang, I need to go check Maria's page out, where can I find them online? Where can people find you online, Maria?
Oh, please check out my pages on Facebook at Maria Song Cosplay. That's one. Instagram at Maria Song _. Twitter at _Maria Song. TikTok, I follow back there. I'm there to just watch videos at Maria Song Cosplay also, and coffee at Maria Song.
Awesome. And I will have all the links in the show notes, so that way if you've listened to Maria and you want to go check out their pages, you can do so with a click of the button through your app or your mobile browser, or through any of your browsers, or through the streaming services that you're using to listen to this podcast. And Maria, I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come and talk with me and hang out. And I am so happy that you did.
Thank you so much for having me and for inviting me. I'm really grateful.
Thank you for listening to Tales from the Fandom. Subscribe to us on iTunes or your podcast app of choice. Follow us on Facebook at www.tldfandom. facebook.com/Tales from the Fandom to see photos, links, leave feedback, and check out upcoming guests. If you'd like to be a guest, email David at talesfromthefandom@gmail.com.